A few years ago, I had crazy pains in my shoulders. It was so hard even to lift one arm up. Pain, that is how I would describe it. Just painful. It was so painful that I couldn't do many things. I cannot even get on a high plank without feeling like I want to faint. I couldn't hold for more than 3-4 seconds. And of course, I was depressed. So instead of giving up and just hoping for things to change, I decided to give myself my own advice, which is do something about it. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I did that helped me get me back the range of motion that I want. Of course, it is still a work in progress. And get me the strength in my shoulders, in my upper back, in my chest, the strength that I want to build. And how I did it is by doing two things. Number one, being patient. Number two, trusting the process. Because the first few weeks of doing this, I didn't see any results. But because of the processes that's already been placed, that I put for myself, I followed through and it helped me a fair bit. So do be patient and let's get started. First things first, it will be good to assess where you are right now, and it will be also good to have this film on a camera or phone so that you see your progress as the weeks go by. Because if you don't track progress, you will feel as though you're not putting in either enough effort, the correct work, or perhaps you are just wasting your time. The first thing that I would like you to do is to raise your arm up, forward like this, right, and see how far it could go. Okay, your range of motion. Now repeat with the other arm if your other arm is in pain. From here, you'll see where your starting point is, and your goal, if this is your starting point, your goal is to work in such a way that it goes up slightly, slightly, slightly throughout the next few weeks and months. Don't go for quick fixes. Take your time, get better each day. Okay, so this is my, let's say this is my range of motion. I'm going to work towards this range. Perhaps in 1 week, I'll get this range. Okay, next thing is sideways. So same thing here. If you are raising it on the side and this is your max, work towards a little higher there. So this next test is actually good to see the mobility of your shoulders. I need you to have your hands just like so and start doing this motion here. It looks like I am surrendering, and I call it the surrender exercise. Okay, so this is the range that I perhaps have here, and that's my max. It is okay if you have issues with here. It is okay for now, don't worry. We will work towards better range of motion later on. Okay, so this is a good exercise, a test, and also an exercise to see where you're at. So it's not only about rotating upwards this way or downwards like this. Since we are doing this exercise to test our mobility, let's use this as an exercise to help us improve our mobility of the shoulders. This is called the surrender exercise. At least that's what I call it. Yeah? And what we want is to see the 90 degrees here and the 90 degrees here. Of course, if you have less mobility, it is okay to go slightly lower. It is okay to go forward a bit. But as much as possible, we want to open up the chest like so. Right? From here, let's say this is my max mobility that I have. I cannot raise anything more than that. What I'll do is I will push my fingers backwards, like I will rotate this way, bring the elbow forward and do my best and hold at that position. Now at this position, I'm feeling a little discomfort. Okay, and if I were to go more, that's pain. Now I don't want you to feel any pain. So go for discomfort. Breathe deep. Breathe and relax. So do that about 5, 6 seconds to all the way to 12 seconds. So you can improve throughout the weeks. Do not rush through it. Make sure that everything is systematic, okay? The next thing is not surrendering. So from here, we're gonna go for rotation downwards like this. And while we do this, most of the time, our shoulders tend to come up. We don't want that to happen. So make sure that you're elongating your body, your spine, and you bring your hands down, point your fingers down as much as you can, and find that slight discomfort again. Okay, it looks super silly. It is okay because you're doing it at the comfort of your home, unlike me, showing this to a lot of people. And just hold there. This is discomfort for me. All right, keep your chest up as much as possible and relax, okay? 6 to 12 seconds will be good. And once you are able to do this with good form and range are two different things, okay? Form is quality. So we want good form. This is good form. Even though the range of motion is small, it is okay. It is 10 out of 10 in terms of quality and form. But if you were to do this, you are leaning back, you're bringing your shoulders up, even though you can go more range, that is bad form, and that is something that we don't want to do ever. Yeah? So the next exercise, the first one I told you, is basically the surrender and the not surrender exercise. Yeah? And you hold for about 6 to 12 seconds. Yeah? Hold for 6 to 12 seconds on top and the bottom. Breathe. It's not comfortable, I know. It's supposed to be slight discomfort. Yeah? And once you're done with this, you can do dynamic ones. Okay? Dynamic. So just pause, max out, here, and down. Right? Okay? So why do we do this is because we want to work the rotator cuffs inside, underneath our deltoids, our shoulders here. So why we do this is because we want to work the rotator cuffs. These are the 4 muscles that's underneath the deltoids to stretch it out, give it a bit more mobility, give it a bit more challenge. And when your mobility is better, you will be able to lift up your arms up a lot more. Another one is what I call the arm sliders. Okay, for this one, you need a wall. And once, I'm going to go to the wall and show you. So from here, I would like you to just stand tall, okay, like so, and have your hands like this again. Yeah, from here, try to have as far back as possible, your elbows to the back, chest up, get your setup right and good. From here, I would like you to push all the way up, breathe in, and breathe out, okay? Now your fingers may or may not reach the wall. It is okay. If this is my limit, I will still work with this, trying to push my elbows and my fingers to the back. Right? So if my range of motion starts from here and is good, I will work with this, pushing up. Keep the elbows and the fingers close to the wall as much as possible. And it looks something like this. I call this next exercise the open door exercise because it looks as though you are opening door like this. Okay, so what you need is, firstly, you need a cable machine or an elastic band. And the elastic band is tethered to something that's strong and immovable. And for my case, I've already placed it there and it's safe. The first step that I need to be doing is to prepare my arm like so, with this handle at the side here. Okay, so from here, the side view, it looks like that, all right? And the elbow in this case is firmly on the body itself. I would suggest putting a towel underneath, so that you will be mindful of whether your elbow is clamped to the body or not, right? Because it's very important for you to do this. So from this position here, I'm looking at the anchor point, and now I'm looking to the side or to straight forward here in front, while my arm is pointing towards the anchor point. From this position, I have my base strong, my core engaged. I'm going to move out so you can see. I think this is better. Yeah? From here, breathe out as I open the door and breathe in. Okay? Breathe out and breathe in. Breathe out and breathe in. Now there are times that we want to go for more range and we do this. We don't want that. This is clamped. Next is the wrist. Make sure that the wrist is straight. Do not do any flexion or extension of the wrist. Yeah, and the body is upright. Do not rotate your body also. Okay, so it goes like this. Yeah, a bit of rotation there. No. Here you go. And the range is very small because of the nature of the muscles. It's just there. That's it. So this is straight ahead and that's it. Do this 12 repetitions with an okay weight. If you can do more, you want to make it slightly harder. Either increase the weight or you pull your, not pull, you step out a lot more and makes it a lot harder. You know, elastic bands work that way, yeah? And do for 12 reps. That's one way to do it. The other way is to hold. And I'm now in my discomfort feel here. I'm feeling a little bit of discomfort, but I can still manage, no pains, and reset. Okay? An extension of this, if you want to have a little bit of assistance because it's too difficult, other than stepping inside or lowering the weight, what you need to do is to assist a little bit with your other hand. Okay, and gently let go while this left hand, for me here, left hand is working. Okay, breathe and gentle bring in again. So this is called the open door exercise and it's great for your rotator cuff muscles which may be weak and may be causing muscle imbalance and the pain. This next exercise is called the closed door exercise. As you can see, this looks like I'm opening the door and closing, yes, but there's not a lot of force that's pulling in. There will be a little bit of force, but not enough. So instead of changing the weight, because it's going to be hard to pull out, what I'll do is I just step out, change my hand, step out, get into that angle. It looks very weird. Keep the elbow in, chest up, and just close the door. Yeah, it looks like arm wrestling. Yeah, there you go. Breathe out and breathe in. So it looks like this. You start with your arm out like so, chest up, and just go. Arm wrestle. And pause. Yeah, just slow and steady, 2 seconds in, 2 seconds out. You can pause for a while. You can pause for a while. Yeah, and this is the open door exercise, which is the same. 2 seconds out, 2 seconds in, and make sure that at all times there is some form of tension when you are working. If there's too much tension, lower the weight down or step closer to the anchor point so that it is easier and more doable for you. If you are in pain, don't go that range. But still do, but to a point where it is not so painful. This exercise will train mobility of the shoulders. You need to work towards a little discomfort for every repetition and not through pain. So you need to know when to stop, because if you work through pain, number one, of course, this is going to be very painful. Number two, you might not want to do this over and over again for the next few days, few weeks, few months. I want you to be able to do this for a long time to come until your shoulders get better. Okay? And even when they get better, you can still continue to do this exercise because you will help improve your shoulder mobility. This next exercise is called the single loaded arm raise. Okay, let's do this. So I have an elastic band here. You can get this from many places. The lighter the color, the easier it is in terms of intensity. So the darker it is, the harder for most of the exercise, okay? So for this one, it is good for mobility. So first step is to tether it up high. In this case, as you can see, this is my pull-up bar. You can tether it anywhere at home that is safe and secure, right? Don't tether it to a cupboard that when you pull, the door can come off, or the whole cupboard goes down with you when you pull it. No, we don't want that to happen, okay? So make sure that it's sturdy. Okay, so once I've had that ready, step one, what I need to do, what you need to do is to raise your hand up and then start walking. Okay, so let's say that this is my max. I'm standing up tall and I look like this and I stand tall. Okay, chest up. Form must be good. From this position here, I just keep on taking a step forward and I can feel the elastic band pulling and I'm feeling a little discomfort. So now I talk to myself, can I push and just take a little step forward? So I take 1 centimeter forward and it's like, okay, this is the most I can bear. And this is what we want, okay? If you find that it is too painful, step back. That's it. And then you can adjust your arm, okay? So I'm going to start from here again. So from this position here, I will have one leg forward. You see my leg forward here? I will have one leg forward. See me better. Let's get started, okay? So loaded arm stretch. So from this position here, arm up, extend and reach up towards the sky. Just straighten everything out. Yeah, go tall. And I'm going to walk forward 1 centimeter at a time, and that's my max. I feel a little discomfort, and that's good, no pain. I'm going to have this leg forward here and get ready for some action. From this position, I just need to bring my hips forward. Now, extension up high, okay? So arms up. So from here, fingers pointing up, lengthen the spine, create the space around the shoulders here, and bring the hips forward, lengthening out the whole arm and back. So my legs are controlling everything. I'm putting my hips forward and back. Breathe out. And back. Yeah. So if your range of motion is lesser, it is perfectly fine. Okay, work towards that. So your range might be here. This is your max. You're lengthening everything out from here. 1 foot forward. This is your start position. Hips forward. And as you can see, right, the elastic band is pulling me. Yeah, and breathe out here, discomfort, breathe. And if this is pain, I'm not going to do that now. It already looks weird with my knees going past my toes. So just a little bit, lengthen the spine. As you can see, I get taller here. I can raise my heel up at the back and done. Okay. Where you're at, your starting point compared to mine, compared to other people might be different. So don't worry about it. Make sure that you progressively improve. Yeah? We want to work towards tiny improvements. Can you imagine 1% good today, 1% better than today for tomorrow? You will improve your mobility and your shoulders will get better. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you find it useful, please feel free to hit that like button, comment and share this in your timeline. Now, if you want to learn more on how to improve your body, how to lose weight, how to get stronger, how to get away from pains, please feel free to connect with me. Please feel free to go to bodythrive.co and learn more. Right? Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye.